Wade and Wade Reacts.
This is our review for the Acolyte episodes 1 and 2. We're just going to tell you our first impressions on the episodes and tell you if they're good or not, and did they live up to the little bit of hype that they do have, and is this Star Wars?
I think so far that this is Star Wars. I enjoyed it pretty well. When the first episode started, I thought to myself, this doesn't quite feel like Star Wars. But as the episode went on and the scenes started coming together, then the Star Wars feel was evident. I thought that Amandla Steinberg did a good job at playing both characters. She surprised me with that. I didn't know that that was something that she was going to be doing in this series. This series did surprise me. I thought for a fact that it was going to be trash, but it was actually pretty enjoyable. It wasn't a bad watch. It didn't make me think, dang, man, they need to get somebody else, or they need to go ahead and cancel Star Wars altogether if they can't get George Lucas back. The writer did a pretty decent job. There are still some things that I'm like, nah, that shouldn't have been done. A couple of people that were Jedis we thought shouldn't have been in that position for particular reasons. But with all that being said, this is definitely enjoyable. So far, I'm looking forward to the third episode.
Yeah, they did what they could with the story that they had. They didn't try to do anything too difficult. It's a simple story. It's two sisters separated from childhood. One wants revenge. One is with the Jedi Order, and it's kind of not really that, for what we've seen, it's not really that strong with the Force. She can do things with the Force, but she's not that powerful. Now, the other sister, the one that's taking out all the Jedi, which we saw in the trailer, she's a powerful Force user.
Yeah. To
the point where she can even take out Masters. And
which is crazy.
Yeah, and what makes me, well, I won't say it's crazy, because we know that the apprentice of the Sith can fight Master and take him out. We saw that with Darth Maul. He took out Qui-Gon Jinn. But the thing is, she's doing it, which is what I think is crazy. She's doing it without even having a lightsaber.
That's what I was going to say. To me, that's crazy. She's taking out Masters and matching the skill, or not matching, but being able to stay in the fight long enough against other Masters. I don't think that she should be able to match a Master Jedi with their saber. Maybe in the Force, maybe she has enough training and enough ability to do that, but without a saber, using knives, man, they should have got her up out of there real quick.
Yeah, and you can see that this show has heavy influences from. Same with George Lucas. He had his influences from Eastern films, but he took his inspiration from Japanese films. We could tell that this show is heavily influenced by Chinese films.
Yeah, definitely. That's all throughout the fight scenes. The first fight scene, when Osha's twin sister fights the Master, I forget her name, you see that they're inspired by Chinese opera. It looks very wushu-ish. It looks just like Fearless. That's the feel you get from this. You can tell that the choreographer is definitely inspired by Wu Ping.
Yeah, definitely. And the fight scenes, speaking of the fight scenes, they're well done. They're not horrible, but they're different from what we have seen in the past when it comes to Star Wars. The past, Star Wars is high-paced lightsaber battles. This one is hand-to-hand combat heavy.
Yeah.
They're not really using their lightsabers in a way that they have in the past. This one, it seems like it's more like a gun. How the police officer would use his gun. Every time we see a lightsaber drawn, it's like, hey, you better stop that. It's like how a police officer would draw his gun or his taser. We don't really see anybody get attacked with a lightsaber. Not yet, because we have seen that in the trailer, but the first 2 episodes, we haven't really seen it.
No, we haven't. Now, they added some things to the Star Wars universe that I did like. There was a Jedi, which I wish they would have used him, but he was meditating in such a meditative state that the Force became a protective wall around him to the point where nobody could pierce it. Not even a Force user was powerful enough to pierce the Force wall that was created by this Jedi Master. I wanted to see that Force in action. I wanted to see him use a saber. I wanted to see him try to defend himself against May, but instead she gave him a vial of poison, I think it was, to give him the peace and the freedom that he was looking to gain through Jedi practices. I'm like, that's a terrible, terrible way to tell that character's story, to introduce that character, and then to kill him off like that. Maybe they should have never written him into the screenplay.
Yeah, speaking of that, this whole seems like there's something else going on because, like we said earlier, the two sisters got separated at a young age. So I think that this show is going to try to tell a story of the Jedi's being corrupt. That's what it seems like. Because that guy, like you said, he was floating, he drunk that vial of poison. The only reason why he drunk it is because he was feeling guilty for something that he did to that girl in the past. So I think, because we usually when we see the Jedi, we see the Jedi as what's that thing called? As a beacon of hope, a beacon of justice, power. Because they even say you're under arrest by the what is it? By the
Galactic Senate of the Republic.
Yeah, of the Republic. You're under arrest. So we think of the Jedi as all good. They might be flawed, but we think of it as all good. This one is trying to show us something like maybe they are corrupt, and they could be pulling in some type of allegory to our police in modern day. That's what it seems like. All of them aren't good.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Just like in any real life organization, you have those who are good, you have those who are bad, you have those who appear to be good but have evil intent underneath their good appearance. So like you said, it looks like they're going that way, and May has animosity against the Jedi because apparently they've wronged her in some way, to the degree that she feels she has to go to the dark side to gain power and roll up on the Jedi to get revenge.
Yeah.
So far this is becoming interesting, but I want to see episode 3.
Yeah, now for the people that's expecting something new out of Star Wars from Disney Plus, this is not that. This is more Disney Plus. Disney Plus, for the most part, the shows are slow, they have a slow build, and then they get to a little bit of action, more mystery, more questions to be answered. And most of the time, if it's not The Mandalorian, most of the time the shows on Disney Plus don't even answer the questions that they set up. Because we saw this with Ahsoka. Ahsoka led us on, and then at the end, it was, to me, I felt unfulfilled when I got to the end of the episode. Hopefully the Acolyte doesn't do that, but like I said, this is more Disney Plus.
Yeah, it looks like it's going in that same direction. But like you said, hopefully they answer some of the questions that they've given the audience to work with, and hopefully the mystery is unveiled. And when it's unveiled, I hope that it's not lackluster. I hope that it's something like, oh wow, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I hope the plot twist is serious and really takes you on an adventure. But knowing Star Wars in its recent state, knowing Star Wars as it is interpreted and presented by Disney, we're not going to get that.
Yeah, that's all you can do is have hope. If you've seen any of the other stuff, just don't keep your expectations low and don't have them high, because like you really can't catch the magic of the old properties, because that was George Lucas. That was his mind. That George Lucas is no longer with Star Wars. So the old Star Wars is past its time, but this is the new. They have the new fans, and I think they built a fan base that's enjoying this stuff. I'm not really enjoying it. I'm not really against it. It's just okay to me. From a scale from whack to masterpiece, where would you rank this? The first 2 episodes.
First 2 episodes, I wouldn't say it was whack. Wouldn't even say it was good. This goes into the category of somewhat enjoyable. It's not like, oh, that's good, I like that right there. That's good storytelling. And it's not, dang, that's trash, they shouldn't have did that. Right now, it's somewhat enjoyable. Oh, I can find things in the episodes that make me say, oh, that was nice. But the entire episode isn't written well enough for me to say that it was good, and not written bad enough for me to say it was whack. So it's somewhat enjoyable.
So you're saying it's decent? Then?
It's decent.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. It's a decent show. It's not really groundbreaking. It's like I said, it's only the first 2 episodes, so maybe they will wow us as the series goes on, but I'm still side-eyeing those Sith, because the Sith are not supposed to be. And we saw a guy with the red lightsaber. I think it was the first or the second episode.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. He ignited his saber. I mean, you don't reveal it that quick. They already did it in the trailer, but I thought that was going to be something we saw later in the series and not so early.
Yeah, hey, here we go. That's been our review for the Acolyte episode 1 and 2. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video, and we're out of here.
Peace.